In this video, I'm making a towel rail and towel holder out of pallet wood. Thanks for clicking play. Welcome to my bomb shelter basement workshop, where today I'm going to try do a useful video. That's right, no woodwork stupidity today, no silly wine stands. We're gonna try and be helpful. So my house is quite small and I wanted somewhere to store all my towels together. And I'd seen them big square-shaped bracket things that you can attach to the wall, roll them up and stick them in there. They're only about 20 quid, but I don't like spending money. So I've decided to try build one myself. But I've also decided to do a matching towel rail to go underneath it. And because pallet wood tends to get really good views on YouTube, that's what I'm using. So yeah, this video could be useful, or you could just spend the 20, 30 quid and just go out and buy some. But I'm not doing that, I'm gonna make them. Let's get into it. We've now got 4 70cm strips, 4 20cm strips, 4 16cm strips, and 2 28cm strips. And hopefully my maths is correct, because I'm not going to find out until I start assembling this thing. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. These pieces should now be very dry because I actually started this project 2 months ago and got sidetracked. Since then, I've got myself a new table saw with a brand new cutting blade, which I'm going to use to face these pieces up. All the pieces are looking much tidier now, but I'm still going to sand them. But before I sand them, I'm going to put some dowels in them. This is going to be sat over a radiator, which means it's going to be exposed to heat, and obviously wood changes shape and stuff when it's above heat. So I'm thinking by putting the dowels in, it should stop it expanding and cracking and separating if that happens.
What's on your mind? Can I read it from your eyes? Can we lay and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing else. What if we stay?
Now that we're all sanded, we are nearly ready for attaching, but we've got to make them fit together first. For this section, I'm going to be using my new saw that has one of the backwards slidey forwardy things. I need to cut out a section of wood on the big piece so it'll fit into the space on the little piece. If I knew what I was doing, I would have cut it to the right length before I stuck it together. But as usual, I'm making this up as I go along, so I'm just going to chop it away on the drop saw. When I tried to line the two pieces up, it wasn't quite perfect. So I gave it another run with the drop saw and then it lined up beautifully. After that, it should have been just time to rinse and repeat on all the other corners. But I messed up my measurements really badly, so to try fix this, I had to shorten both of the rails. Then after some very careful measurement, it was now time to rinse and repeat for the other 3 corners. As I mentioned earlier, this thing will be above a radiator so the heat could warp the wood, so I'm adding dowels to the corners to make them a little bit stronger. Now they're stuck together, just need to sand them, make them look pretty. Now that we've sanded those pieces, it is time to assemble it, but we're not going to do that because I don't like it. First of all, I think it's too big. I think it's too deep, and I also think it is too wide. So I want to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to trim a little bit off the framework and a little bit off the middle pieces, and then I'm going to put notches in the framework because I think it'll attach better that way. Cutting the notches in the framework once it was already assembled was a stupid idea, but I had no other choice, so once they were all cut, I started assembling them, and again, I was using dowels to stick in the joints to make sure they were extra strong.
Pretend there's nothing else. What if we stay?
Okay, so that is the towel holder sanded and ready to be treated. But first, we're going to move on to the towel rail, get that sorted, and paint them both at the end. The towel rail is going to be an identical process to the towel holder. Apart from the sizes are slightly different, you'll have one short arm on the top, a longer arm on the bottom, and the space between them is a little bit smaller as well.
Can I read it from your eyes? Can we leave and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing else.
All sanded and ready to assemble, and because I've cut the pieces to the right size, it should be straightforward. Oh, let's see. That really doesn't feel great. It's not connecting properly, so I'm gonna cheat.
Can we leave and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing else.
I ended up clamping both sections to a flat piece of wood whilst they were drying because when they were sat in the clamps, they looked a little twisted. The big piece ended up coming out straight, but as you can see here, the small piece is a little wiggly. But there's nothing I can do, so hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. And because these ones went together so badly, I had to fill almost every single corner with glue and sawdust.
What's on your mind? Can I read it from your eyes? Can we leave and make the time stand still? What if we stay? Pretend there's nothing else.
Just dusted them down as best as I could, and now I'm going to give them a coat of clear satin because I don't want to go buy any more wood stain or anything. Here are my existing shoddy towel rails and a horrible cabinet that's been on the wall since I moved in. Well, I knew my wall was bad. Didn't know it was going to be this bad behind there. I am getting my bathroom renovated in the next 8 months, but until then, I'm going to have to paint this because I don't want to stare at that. I hate painting. It's almost like there's some sort of cavity behind my wall. And that's it for this video. Yeah, a standard video. I made loads of mistakes, but I made it work in the end. Learned some stuff along the way, especially joints. I enjoyed playing around with new styles of joints that I've not done before. They're still attached to my wall, they're still holding towels. I think I will do a few more videos about like space saving stuff, because I learned a lot from my camper van and my house is quite small, so I think that would be interesting. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, but if you've watched this far, thanks very much for watching. It would be very cool if you could subscribe. And yeah, if you've got any questions, tips, questions or suggestions, sit them in the comments below and I'll get another video as soon as I can. See ya!